Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. In the past I've talked about how diamond painting companies only show the original artwork and how it would be very helpful if they actually showed what each size looked like. And I've found out that one company actually does that, and they are called GemsFlow. So if you've been diamond painting for any length of time, you probably know about the GemsFlow app. It's a free app and it helps you to keep track of your diamond paintings. When you ordered it, who you ordered it from, when it arrived, when you started it, when you finished it, all that sort of stuff. So this is the basic screen if you have nothing in it, if you just downloaded the app. So all you do is you hit plus, and then project name is just the name of the diamond painting. Then you can put in the size, the width and the height, how many colours, who you got it from, obtained from URL. So if you put the company's website address in there, when you're looking through you can just tap on it, it'll take you straight to the website, so that's very handy. The price of the diamond painting, the shipping cost, how much tax you paid, drill type, you can switch that square or round, full drill or partial, you can change that as well, project status, not received at the moment. So there's a lot of things. Set the date ordered, set the date received, set the date started, set the date finished, you can add notes as well, a lot of things. But that isn't really what this video is about. The part that I'm really interested in is the store. So GemsFlow have their own website where you can order diamond paintings. Nothing really different about that, it's just another diamond painting website, but the big difference is you can actually get a much better idea of what each picture looks like in different sizes, and this is the only website that I've found that does this, and it is extremely useful. So for example, we'll pick Fox Art. So Fox Art gives you a bit about it, and we hit preview. So this is a preview of what this diamond painting will look like if you buy a 15 by 20 centimeter, and this is round. So the first thing we can do is we can switch it to square, back to round. Just, it gives you an idea of the difference in detail. So just stick with round, and what we'll do is we'll take it up a size. So that is it if it's a 20 by 30, 25 by 40, 30 by 45, 35 by 55, 40 by 65, 45 by 85, 50 by 80, 60 by 90, 70 by 120, and that is the biggest size. So if I take it back to the smallest one, and for example we look at the leaf, I think it is, in the centre here. So we can zoom in, you can see it's just a representation. It isn't the actual completed diamond painting, but it gives you a very good idea of what it will look like. So if we look at, say, this green part, and that's what it looks like really close up. Now if I go back and we take it up to the biggest size and we zoom into the same thing and zoom in again, you can see the difference in detail. That's a lot more detailed. Another example would be, say we look at just the eye. So we can zoom in and we've got the eye detail. This is at the highest or the largest size. I was going to say the highest resolution, which it actually is, because there are more dots on this than any other one. But if we go back to the smallest one, for example, and we look at the eye again, you can see how there's a lot less detail, and this is what it would look like if you look at the whole canvas. So it shows the difference in detail. And the thing about this is you can look at a picture and think, okay, I like that picture, but I'm not sure what size I want. I don't necessarily want the largest one. So what you can do is basically go through them until you get to one where you think the detail is good enough. So maybe that. There's a lot more detail in a 35 by 55 than a 15 by 20. So I think this is how they should all work. I got really fed up of looking at websites and looking at the original artwork, and all you can choose is different sizes, round or square, but you always look at the original artwork. You don't get a real idea of what the detail is going to look like. I'm just picked this one at random, but another one, again talking about detail, is if we go back to the smallest and we look at the ear. So if we look at the ears, you see the detail inside the ears here. And if I take it back up, and then we do the same thing, you can see there's a lot more detail. So you might think, yeah, okay, there's a lot of detail, but it's $105. So that's the other thing that you can look at. You can decide, okay, you can see the price of every one and decide, sort of balance it, the quality of the picture and the price that you want to spend. Excuse me. So the cheapest one's $10, and then if you take it up, 13, 20, 23, 24, 28 or 9 was that, 34, 45, 53. So the price just goes up and up until you get to the biggest one. So as I said, it's really up to you, but the thing I want to show more is when you come to fonts. I was skimming through this earlier, and there was one, right, this one. So this one, you might want to get it for your husband for his Christmas. Maybe he's got a vintage car. So you look at this, and this is the original artwork, and you think, I really like that, and it's only $10. So you, on a different site, you might just buy it. The advantage of this site is if you click on it, you can see that Christmas is very, very hard to read. I have seen a lot of people buy things thinking that, yeah, I'll get that because it's going to look like this, and when they get it, especially with text, a lot of times the small ones, you can't read them. So the advantage of this is you can go through until you get to a level where you think, I mean, even that one is more readable than that one. So maybe just going up to that one, $16 instead of 10, but the detail is a lot better. And then if you go up and just keep going up, you'll see it gets more and more sharp, the whole thing, but especially the text, especially when you get scrolly text like this. It doesn't always translate well in small sizes. So the largest size they do this is 70 by 60. That is very clear, and that isn't. So I think there was another one I had checked. Yeah, this has more detailed text. So again, if this was, I would say, any other website, you would see this picture and you would think, okay, I'm going to buy that, I'm going to buy it 15 by 15, it's going to look like that. We'll do a preview. There is writing in here, but you can't read it. So this one will have to go to a bigger size to get more detail. So we'll just go through until we get to the point where we think, okay, that's readable. I mean, that's readable. But again, if you go to the biggest size, you will get the most detail. So that's the most detail you're going to get, 70 by 70. And again, if you, sorry, I'll zoom in. So just looking at the logo, just get it as big as I can get, fit it on the screen. So you can see that is readable, definitely readable. And we'll go back all the way down, 15 by 15. We'll look at that. That is not readable at all. So this is a huge advantage when you're looking to buy something. You can get a better idea of what size you need, and you can decide what sort of level of detail you want. You don't have to go to the biggest. I mean, the biggest will give you the best picture, but maybe you just don't want one that big, or you don't want to spend that sort of money. Again, that's totally up to you, but it helps people choose the right size. So just pick this one. It's got quite a lot of detail again, and again, if you're looking on any other website that gives you various sizes, it would be just this picture. No matter which size you click on, you'll just see the original artwork, which is not a true representation of what you're buying. That is much closer. So this is in round. I've been doing all of them in round. I'll switch to square, I think, for this one. So the smallest size, 15 by 20. If we zoom in on her face, that's the detail. Take it back a bit, and then if we go up through the sizes, you'll see the detail just gets better and better as we go. .70 by 90 is the largest one. So if I click on that, and then we'll go for the eye or eyes, just to see the detail. So even at that close, I mean, that's very good. If we go back and go to the smallest one, and then we zoom in and we look for the detail, there isn't really any. It might look okay from a distance. Again, it depends where you're putting the picture. The further away you stand, the better the look for all sizes. The other thing is that, okay, you might not want anything from this site, but you can use it as a reference. You might see something that you like, and you could maybe come into this app and look for something similar. I mean, they do have quite a few. I mean, this section here is just, animals. So this is all of their animal pictures. So what you could do is look for something that's similar to the one that you're looking for. Just pick this one again, just totally random. No, I didn't mean that one. I was thinking oh, where's that? Yeah, that was me. Quite a lot of detail in this again. So that's it in round, small size, and that's it in square, small size. So I think even there you can sort of see there is a difference between them. And then if we go back to round and we go up through the sizes, you'll just see how it gets sharper and sharper as we go up. And again, you can look at it and think, right, okay, that looks good enough. So if I'm looking at something with this sort of detail, 45 by 60 looks okay. So you might just go with that, or you might decide to go higher, and that's the highest they go. And again, if we just compare that, that's the round, we'll go to square. Hopefully you can see the difference, and then if you zoom in you can see the detail. So I just really wanted to point this out because it is a free app, GemsFlow, and they do have a lot, but the main thing is this the fact that you can actually look at them, or mock-ups basically of the different sizes, and as far as I know, this is the only place that you can do that. You can see what every one looks like in square or round, and get a more true representation instead of just looking at the artwork and guessing what sort of size you think. So I would say this is an extremely useful thing, but I would also say I wish every company did it. It would make things a lot easier for the person that's buying, and it would save a lot of disappointment. Like for example this one, somebody may buy that 15 by 20, looking at the original artwork if it was on another website, and think that's what they were going to get, and this is what they actually get. So it saves a lot of disappointment, and then you can decide what size is good enough for what you want. So 35 by 50 is obviously much better, and if we take it up, $70 by 100, now that's a pretty big diamond painting, but the detail, you can see the detail is massively different, and this is in round. So if I take that and change it to square, it's even more detailed. The reason it's more detailed is because you don't have such big gaps between the drills as you do with rounds. If you look at the rounds, you can see the gaps. Again, from a distance it doesn't really matter, unless you're comparing them side by side. You probably wouldn't notice the difference as long as you go big enough. So that's it really. I just love the fact that you can see them in different sizes, and you get a much better visualization of the detail of what it's going to look like. Again, I'm just picking things at random here. So this is the smallest size, and I'll keep it in round this time, and I'll take it up. So again, every time I tap the button I go up a size, and the detail just gets better. So very, very useful. As I said, I really wish every company would do this. I don't know why they don't. Well, maybe I've got an idea why they don't, because if you look at the very smallest sizes, if you knew they were going to look like that, I would guess the chances are you wouldn't buy it. So yeah, that's it. This is the GemsFlow app, which is free download. I would strongly suggest you have a look at it. So that was the GemsFlow app. I just went through it very quickly at the beginning. I would suggest that you just download it. It's free, as I said. It's extremely handy for keeping track of your diamond paintings. And what I didn't mention is it also has all of the DMC codes. It shows you all of the official names for the colours and the codes, and it also shows you the codes for diamond dots, which are different from DMC. But it has all of them, and you can also keep track of which colours you have in your stash, the leftover colours. If you put them in to the app, you can quickly check to see if you've got a specific colour if you need it in a future project. So that's it. As I said, I haven't seen anything else that shows you a representation of individual sizes in round or square. I think it is an extremely useful feature, and I really wish that every company would do that instead of showing us the original artwork, which realistically we are never going to get an exact copy unless we go absolutely massive. So I think the fact that they can do it, I don't see why other companies can't do it, and I really wish they would. And as I said, you don't have to buy from GemsFlow, but you can use it as a reference. Like I said, if you're looking at, say, a landscape picture, you could find one in the GemsFlow that looks similar, and just go through it until you get to a size that you think, yeah, that detail's good enough. and then it gives you an idea rather than just taking a guess. The Christmas one that I did there, the font for Christmas is big, so you would think, well, that should be okay, it's a big font. But when you looked at the very small one, it's very difficult to read. So again, it helps with that sort of thing as well when you're talking about text. But the main thing is the detail in the picture. But I'm sure you could find something similar to what you're looking at, just to get a reference, so you get a better idea of what size to order. And hopefully not be disappointed. It does happen a lot, especially for people who are new, and they just think that they're going to get an exact copy of that picture just in a small size. It just doesn't work that way. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and you found it useful, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification button to see more unbaggings, unboxings, comparisons, pens, anything really to do with diamond painting. I have quite a few things lined up, so I hope to see you there, and in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.